Well, nice to be back, actually, at the 2015 IAA Leadership Conference. And yes, I've done it before once, and they've invited me back, so I can't have done too bad a job, can I? OK. So I'm going to be talking to you today about the future consumer. That's the plan. I'm a consumer futurist. For the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be taking you into the mind of the consumer of tomorrow. I'm giving you a glimpse of the future. And I'm going to be showing you who the future consumer is. So let's have a look at the future consumer. They don't look very different, do they? But they are very, very different indeed. They're scary, these people. Does that woman look scary? No, she doesn't. This is the post-recession consumer. This is the smart consumer, and you've got to watch out for them. Why do you have to watch out for them? They are smart. As I say, they're in control. They are kind of like the Robocops or the Iron Man of the consumer world. They've been enabled by technology. They're taking control thanks to technology. In terms of purchasing, in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of any type of consumption. These people are taking control. They want choice. They are the robots. They have the power. And they're scary. But there is a chink in their armor. And this is where you can help them. And this is where you can give them assistance. This is where you can make the difference. They want comfort. They want humanity. They want to relax. They want to hang out with their friends. They want help. They want people to assist with them. They want you to help them. Now, 2015. It's the 2015 conference, as you know. 2015 is a very important year in the Futurist calendar. Now, I'll give you a clue as to why. Does anybody recognize this film? Yes, yell out. What is this film? Back to the Future. Do you know which Back to the Future? There were 3 of them. Oh, not so much. OK, Back to the Future. It's the second one, actually. The reason I'm showing the second one is Back to the Future 2. In the first one, they went back to the 1950s. In the second one, they go forward into the future. So back in 1985, 86, when they were putting these films together, they were thinking to themselves, when we have to go into the future, we have to create a crazy time in the future when it feels like proper science fiction. Let's go far, far into the future. And they decided, right, let's go 40 years into the future. So they set Back to the Future in what year? 2015. So we are quite literally living in a science fiction world right now. And it actually feels a bit like that. I mean, not only are a lot of the things that have been predicted in this film actually coming true, I don't know how many of you remember it, but actually, you'll see there on the side, they kind of predicted Google Glass. There was actually this wonderful scene in the kitchen where all the 2 kids, and this is, as I say, bear in mind, this is the mid-80s, 2 kids are sitting there with these big glasses on, and they're staring at their glasses, and they're looking at their glasses and talking to the glasses. And it was like, it's so like their phones. It's so like Google Glass. The phone rings in all of their eyes. And they say, it's for you, Dad. So Google Glass they invented. There's voice-activated microwaves, which we kind of have now. There's even somebody, we don't have real hoverboards, but there's even somebody who actually has now got a Kickstarter page for a hoverboard. Nike also producing the special self-tying lace-up Nikes. So yes, we are living in this world, this future world, this science fiction world. And it kind of feels like that, especially, as I say, with this consumer, this new smart consumer. They're taking greater control. So this is a scary bit. The first half is a scary bit. This is what I'm going to show you that they really don't care about anybody else in terms of brands, in terms of advertisers, in terms of marketing. They are there. They are in control. The consumer is king, and the consumer is queen and prince and princess. They are driving everything. That's what the consumer is doing right now. They are scary, and they are being enabled to do that by technology. We're seeing technology come through. We're seeing them from the very earliest days of technology, of the internet and mobile internet, price comparison sites. There are flash sales which are available via social media. There are so many different things coming through in terms of the technology that they can use to get this information. They have a voice, as we'll see. We know, if you're making products, whether you're Tesco or Walmart or whoever, and you get on the wrong side of somebody like Mumsnet, a big group of mums globally or around any particular nation, then you know you need to change, as Tesco found out to their cost. So they want a voice, they have a voice, they want choice. Choice is what matters to them. They want everything to be a choice. They want to have a choice over whatever they do. They want to have a choice over products. They want everything to be flexible. Yes, indeed, I don't know whether you can see those. Chocolate-covered silkworms. Those are real. This isn't actually from a sci-fi movie. Chocolate-covered silkworms you can get. You can get any product you want. We're seeing now that more and more the internet is allowing us to get products from across the globe. Something like, the growth of technology is enabling something like the Korean culture to really come through. Korean food, Korean drink, Korean beauty products, Korean pop music. Again, across the globe, you can have access to this whenever you want it. We're also seeing 3D printers enabling them, and you'll see this growing more and more. 3D printers enabling to have everything customized. So they want any products they can have. They want the choice of products. They also want a choice of channels. Any channel they want. Looking at TV right now, you can look at TV in any way you want. You can look at it through cable, through the standard ways. You can also, obviously, look at it through your Netflix. You can look at it on a television. You can look at it on your laptop, on a mobile phone, any way you want. And if you've got a new series like a Game of Thrones, a new season coming up, then you can watch it. You can wait from week to week, which a few people occasionally do now, or you can wait even longer and binge watch the entire season. Who has binge watched an entire season of a show within a week? I have a lot of hands up here. I'm not surprised. Netflix reckon that 25% of their entire audience have binge watched a whole season of a show in 2 days. So yes, any channel, any way of watching, any way of consuming is perfectly possible. So you can do this. Any combination as well. So, I don't know, again, anybody recognize this? A little bit more obscure, I think. No? This is an app you get on your phone called Zombies Run. And this is a typical of the combinations now we're seeing. Again, technology is enabling us to do things. We're bored of the straight stuff. So we want things that combine. So yes, we have lots and lots of apps which enable us to run and to count our calories and count the mileage we're doing and so on. But we're bored with that now, so we want to add something to that. So we have a new combination. We have Zombies Run. So you're running, you've got your pace up, you know how fast you're going, and then somebody tells you on your phone, there are some zombies chasing you. They're coming through from the village here, so you have to turn right. And then you have to turn left, and you have to go to the village hall. So this idea of an app that combines the storytelling of zombie movies with a traditional running app. These are fantastic, these things. Any combination at all that you want. We've seen the cronut come through. We're seeing combinations come through across all forms of leisure now. You can do ski surfing. You can do football, golf. Whatever you want is OK. So all of this, it's all about choice and being flexible. This is a very scary quote. I talked to various, particularly young people around the world. This is gentleman Eric, 21, from the Netherlands. And this, I don't know whether you can see this. Hopefully you can. Talking about television. For those who've been hearing about television and the idea that television's OK because we've got the second screen of the mobile and so on. The gentleman earlier talking about how actually mobile is first screen, very true now. But anyway, this is a scary quote. Television, it doesn't bore me totally. It's just not flexible enough anymore. I use it as a second screen. It's not even just that the mobile is becoming the first screen. The television now has become the second screen. The mobile is the most important. That's very scary. Because you want things that you can interact with, and you can't interact enough with the TV. So, next. So what are they doing? They're also, as I say, they want choice. They want to have control over choice, over purchase choice, over channel choice. They also want to have control over other parts of their lives. Our lives are very... We're not in control of the bigger areas of our lives. We've seen, as global citizens, we've seen things happening economically, politically, socially, technologically, all of this change that is out of our control. We can do nothing about it. Even the greatest economic minds seem incapable of stopping the economic downturn. So how can an individual consumer do anything about that? So because of that, what do they want to do? They want to try and take control of any little bits of their life that they can. It's perfectly understandable. And they're doing that, and they're using technology to do that. So again, these robot consumers, these consumers who have the power to be able to do that now, they're braining up, they're learning online. They're taking control of their education. More and more people now not using traditional ways of being educated, whether that's in terms of genuine education, in terms of training and education at work. And also, again, we've got these empowered consumers, not just as consumers, but as staff as well. We have not only the smart consumer who, like the smartphone or the smart car, is actually increasingly enabled. So not only do we have them, but we have the same consumer, as soon as they walk into work, becomes smart staff. Imagine any consumer who has been out at the weekend, typically living their life through their mobile phone. They have, they've been able to go out, they've looked at, they've bought cinema tickets online, they've found out where things are, they've gone to shops, all of this online via their mobile. They've been able to do it in a mobile way, and they walk into work, and what have they got? They've got a fixed computer and a fixed phone and a fixed desk. This does not compute. This is a smart staff, smart employees, so they need more autonomy. So again, within the workplace, you need to give them more autonomy. So they're taking control in the workplace, more and more becoming entrepreneurs, taking control of their education, taking control, not just self-help, but self-health, taking control of their own health. Increasingly, the wellness market, we see they're worth $4 trillion. Incredible. And that wellness, the idea of taking control of your health, that's about, on the one hand, that's very much about your diet, what you eat, thinking about what you eat, no longer just waiting until you get sick to go to the doctor, but making sure you never get sick. But then also, of course, exercise. Here we have a mammal. Who knows what a mammal is? Gentleman over there, tell me what a mammal is. Oh, I thought somebody had their hand up there. A mammal is a middle-aged man in lycra. This gentleman, a cyclist, getting on a little bit, but you can see that now almost all of the people who are taking control of their lives in any way they can, through whatever that's through, so we can do it in standard ways like making sure we eat healthily, clean eating, taking a bit of exercise, but also increasingly, again, with technology. So functional food market set to rocket. We're seeing functional drinks, energy drinks coming through. 50% of the entire globe drank an energy drink at some point last year. So again, these are things, this is technology-based, this is knowledge-based information. And then moving on to wearables, the only real part of the wearable market now that's actually having any success is the health area of the wearables market. The idea of monitoring ourselves increasingly. Again, look at this. 7 million people have downloaded the WebMD around the world. 32 million downloaded the calorie counter. So this idea of being able to monitor ourselves, increasingly important. We're taking control. We're monitoring. And the monitoring as well is enabling us to be more and more efficient in the ways we behave. Again, in terms of technology, it allows us to be efficient. We don't want anything getting in our way. Here we have 3/4 of all global adults say, I'd rather just have a few useful possessions than many. We don't want all this clutter. We want things to be efficient. We want the brands, we want the media, we want the channels to actually help us be more efficient. Well, whatever you can do to help them, they're going to expect that. They want any aggregation, any speed. Now you can have in Sweden, I believe, you can actually have a therapy session in the back of a taxi if you don't have time to go into somebody's office to have one. We have the 7-minute workout app. Again, one of the most popular apps out there. Anything that saves time, anything that makes life more convenient, that edits things down, that helps us, speeds things up, anything that makes that it's adaptable. So increasingly, that's what we want. So friction-free, convenience, all of this really important. At the same time, consumers want flexibility. So you put those two together, and you have what we're going to show now in this next video clip. Not the most perfect quality, but I think you'll see it's worth showing.
What was that show about fashion? The one with the blonde hostess? Yes, Style Nation. Add that to my personal channel.
What's trending in sci-fi?
It's almost time.
I know, I'm psyched. How long has that guy been up there?
Liftoff was 9 months ago.
Let's watch it again.
We better get going. Download to my tablet.
Show me women wearing red dresses. Okay, search for clips of women wearing short red dresses with accessories. Oh, show me that second clip. Resume Style Nation. Call me a taxi. Pause, save for later.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
You guys ready to join the party?
We're ready.
All right, Dad, let me sync the broadcast.
How you guys doing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Houston, we have touchdown. A great ending to a new beginning.
Thanks to Ericsson Media Room for that video. That just gives an idea of where we're going. All of that technology is perfectly possible now. Oops, all perfectly possible. And I think what's interesting there, as well as seeing that that's the consumer in control, wherever they want their media, they can have it. In the back of a taxi, they can move it onto their phone, they can move it onto their TV, they can put your dad in the TV, whatever they want to do. Ultimately, as long as it doesn't break down, it's going to be where they want. So that's the theme of that video, but there's another theme, which I thought was interesting. Almost everything that was done in that video was done in order to commune with people, in order to be with more humans, in order to talk to people, to be with people. That's important. And that, I think, is the key. As I said at the beginning, these kind of automata consumers who can do anything, who can take control with technology, they have a flaw, like any perfect science fiction movie about robots. And that takes us back. We've done Back to the Future. Let me take you to another classic sci-fi movie, a little bit more serious. Again, anyone recognize this? Oh, maybe it's a little dark. Rutger Hauer in the back there, Daryl Hannah. This is Blade Runner. So, to me, one of the great sci-fi movies. Every year I watch it, every year it seems to get more and more realistic, as it were. But what's important about a film like Blade Runner and films like Terminator and films more recently like Ex Machina or iRobot or AI, almost every robot film you see, the big thing at the beginning, somewhere in the middle, is about they want to be human. The important thing is to be human. It's about trying to feel human. The Terminator, Arnie, this giant machine who cares about the little boy. And that's what we're seeing here. It's all about humanity. This is what these consumers need. If you have all of this technology, it doesn't stop you wanting to be human. And again, this is where the brands can come in. So we're starting to see biometrics come through. The idea in a lot of people saying now that technology is going to dehumanize us. I don't see technology dehumanizing us. If anything, as we've seen from the past, we are humanizing technology. As anybody who shouted at their computer or shouted at their sat-nav can tell you, we humanize technology, and we will continue to do that. And we look at the way science is going. Almost all of the technology now, we're trying to make it more human. We're trying to use biometrics, so being able to open a door by just looking at it. We now have Philips enable you to shake somebody's hand, and as you shake their hand automatically, because the body is a natural conductor, if you have the right kit, then you can also automatically get their details, the equivalent of their business card. So everything's becoming more human, more haptic. We're wanting to be more and more human. And it explains why, in the midst of all of this technology, we've spent the last 5 or 10 years looking back. It's all been about retro. We see within music that vinyl is taking off. We see that CNET and Airbnb, two of the most disruptive companies, two companies who are so totally technology-based, technology-led in effect, are both now creating quarterly print magazines. Why is this retro there while we're having this technology? Why do we want these old things? Again, because they're more human. Because they're more real. They're tangible. They link us to humanity. As well as wanting to link to humanity, we also want to slow down, to relax. It's vital to do that. Again, we see 82% of Chinese now say slowing down is a luxury. We want to relax. We have a young generation that now has a very relaxed attitude. That's another part of what humanness is. This idea of a relaxed attitude towards life. So let's bring that down now. We also have this idea of, say, technology. We've heard about digital detox. We've heard about the idea of fear of missing out, FOMO. Everyone's got fear of missing out. Well, actually, we're starting to feel we may not have fear of missing out. We may now have love of missing out. So it's not just FOMO, it's LOMO, love of missing out. We have here a Japanese fashion designer who's created a coat that stops any mobile phone signal getting through. So you wear that, nobody can contact you. I think so. I know. Somebody should have told him he could have just turned his phone off, but never mind. That's fashion for you. So more and more we want humanity. We want to get away from technology as well. So we're empowered by it, but we want to be more human. Here we have, now this looks like a concert. This is in Seattle. This looks like a concert, a gig, or maybe even a boxing match. But no, this is actually, don't know if you can see up there in the corner, you see full stadium. These are people at the back gaming, video gaming. Surely video gaming should be the most solitary experience in the world, and yet even video gaming is becoming a communal experience. We want to hang out with more and more humans. We want to hang out with our families. We're seeing actually households are growing, not shrinking. We're caring more about our peers. We're now spending money to be able to give our peers money through Kickstarter, finding ways to co-create, anything we can do. Recommendation is now on the increase. Earned media went up over the last 5 years by 18%. whereas advertising media, particularly within print and TV, went down by 25%. So we're trusting those around us. We're caring more about those around us. We're finding leisure opportunities. Look at restaurants. And now increasingly it's about sharing tapas, sharing platters, everything increasingly about sharing, about finding ways to be with other people. So finally, what does this all mean for brands and for advertisers? Well, as I said, this idea, we have this technologically enabled consumer, and they expect everything now. So you're not, so yes, you can enable things for them. You can make sure that everything is mobile on any channel. Offer them as much choice as you want. That's fantastic, but that's a hygiene factor for them now. That's just the entrance fee. The only way that you can actually get these people to care about you, yes, you have to enable them, but what they'll care about to really make the difference is you have to show them that humanity. You have to show them that sense of community. You have to create a brand family. In the past, we've had brands that seem to think, the brand is the star. We've all done it. I've been client side. We've all felt that our brand matters more than the consumer, but it can't anymore. The consumer has to be part of our brand family. We have to actually create a community alongside our brand. Our brand has to fit within the community. We have to find any ways that we can to ensure that that happens. So that's what I will leave you with. Whatever you can do, we have these automata, we have these hugely technological enabled future consumers, but they have this flaw. And if you can reach them with humanity by creating a brand family, then you can really reach them. Thank you.